mean, sometimes, I mean, you know, knowing everything about someone, it's, you know, it just seems nice, but really, maybe it's actually better to hold stuff back.
Can I ask you a question?
Would it be okay if I told you the answer was no?
You don't even know what I was gonna ask.
Yes, I do. You can ask me if I can do a reading for you. Look, Melanie, I barely know.
All right, new in theaters, opening wide today, Hereafter, starring Matt Damon. So is it a see it, a rent it, or a skip it? Well, Kevin Carr, movie critic from fatguysatthemovies.com, is here with the answer. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
I'd say I'm not real thrilled by the clip we just showed. It's kind of slow. What's this movie about?
Well, it's about a guy played by Matt Damon who's a psychic, kind of a John Edward kind of psychic who can talk to the dead, and he's trying to get rid of that part of his life. He's trying to live a normal life, and there's some people that have dealt with tragedy that are going to try and get in touch with him. And that's about it.
That's really the whole plot.
There's not a whole lot going on in this movie. I mean, it's 2 hours and 9 minutes, but it's just kind of this plodding, long-winded, boring story of this guy moping around.
This is sort of a movie where you're waiting for something to happen and it never does.
Yeah.
It was directed by Clint Eastwood, who we were talking earlier. He's had some hits and he's had some misses. I've enjoyed several of his movies: Gran Torino, $1 Million Baby, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. But how does this compare to some of the other movies he's done that have intended to be psychological sort of movies?
Yeah, well, he comes out with like at least 1 or 2 movies every year in the Oscar season.
Yeah.
Recently, he's only done 1 because he's getting up there in age. This is sort of like more on the lines of like Invictus, which I thought was kind of boring, or Flags of Our Fathers, which was boring, The Changeling, which didn't work quite well. This is not on the level of Gran Torino or $1 Million Baby, or even some of his earlier stuff, like Pale Rider, or something that was a big Clint Eastwood movie.
You mentioned Oscar season, you know, which is coming up in the winter, and these movies will be contenders potentially. What do you think about Hereafter for that?
You know, I would have said no way on Invictus, but it got nominated too.
Yeah,
so, you know, the Academy loves Clint. I wouldn't be surprised with the nomination, but I don't think it deserves it at all.
Kind of boring in your view. So what would you say? I'm guessing not a see it. Is it a rent it or a skip it for Hereafter?
For me, it's a skip it.
Just skip it.
Yeah, just.
You're not missing anything, huh?
No.
Okay.
You've seen the trailers, you're done.
Well, this is a drastic departure from that movie. Is Paranormal Activity 2, the sequel to last year's really surprise horror flick. Is it as scary as Paranormal Activity 1?
Well, it's the first one was a gimmick movie.
Yeah.
So it was that thing where you go in the theater and you see with all these people and you go, who gasps and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This one offers nothing new whatsoever to this. Now, some people are saying it's a great uptake on the next one, that it's scarier and it's got even bigger scares. It's more about startling people than scaring people with things jumping at the camera and moving and that sort of thing. Doesn't really offer anything new, in my opinion, on this movie.
Well, as we watch the trailer, Kevin, it goes to black and there's static and shaky shots. It's kind of shot in an unusual way.
Yeah.
Did that work for you?
I thought the first one worked out really well.
Yeah.
This one just sort of mimics it so much that it does these same sort of shots. It's a lot of lockdown shots. It's an IMAX for no reason whatsoever because it's shot on a video camera.
Okay, yeah, you can clearly tell. Now, the first Paranormal Activity had a very dramatic ending. How's the ending in this one?
Let me just say this. The last third of the movie is better than the first 2/3.
Okay.
So it does have a punch to it.
Okay.
I don't want to give anything away, of course, for those who want to go see it.
All right. Paranormal Activity 2, see it, rent it, skip it. Kevin Carr.
For me, I'm going to say rent it because if this had just come out as a direct-to-video, I would have liked it a lot better.
So rent that one, skip the other one, so we're not going to the movies, huh?
No, or go see Red. That was fun last week.
Okay, go see one that came out last week. All right, Kevin Carr from fatguysatthemovies.com. Thanks.